Well, hey crafty friends, it's Hiedi Scott with DiyDreaming, and on this video tutorial we are going to be making some really sweet birdhouses that are stuffed, made from canvas, doilies, buttons, lace, miscellaneous whatever you might have hanging around. These would be super cute as package toppers. They'd be great without the loop as a bowl filler. They could go on your Christmas tree. They're just really sweet. So I'm going to give you tons of ideas. And anyways, if you like this video, do a this or a this. Feel free to sprinkle. Feel free to ask questions, all that good stuff. Okay, so my projects today are starting out with canvas. This is all I have left of this. I desperately need, oh wait, I have this piece too. Desperately need to run to Hobby Lobby and get some more. You could use ticking. This is kind of this caramel color ticking. You could use white canvas. You could use really any kind of fabric that you want. And all I did to get my shape for birdhouses was I had this little white shelf sitter from magnoliadiy.com, and I just used it as a pattern. So I just laid it on some canvas, traced it with a pencil, and cut it out. And I got two pieces. So on this one, I used a piece of plain canvas and a piece of ticking. And on this one that we'll finish up, I used a piece of canvas, and then I used a piece of black and cream ticking. Did want to also show you this. This is something I'm working on for a future craft, which I want it to look like those little French houses that have the square roofs, the little flat roofs with chimneys. So that's where I'm headed with that. But anyways, so it starts with a front and a back. I'm going to show you how to assemble it, and then we'll embellish it. And if you are a crafter, then my guess is that you have all kinds of lace and bits of fabric and a hot gluing device and buttons and bling, all that kind of stuff just hanging around. So for this last one that I'm going to assemble, and then we'll finish these two off, I decided to do front and back with white canvas duck that came from Hobby Lobby. And so first thing I'm going to do is I am going to add a little loop to hang it, and also I'm going to do a little circle in the center to sort of draw that bit in. So I'm just going to use some lace that I have. This came, I think, from Dollar Tree. It might have come from the dollar store in Canada. I don't remember. Anyways, so it really doesn't matter which side I put it on. I'm just going to do one of those little loops. And I'm doing the front and the back this time, which you can just do one side decorated or both if you want. How's everyone doing? Who's ready for Christmas if you're watching this before Christmas? I definitely am not. If you're watching live, we literally just got back from a trip, and so I'm playing catch up. I'm also really wanting to craft. Okay, so first thing I did was I attached my loop on one set, and now I'm going to do the roof. And because canvas tends to fray, I am going to put my glue out towards the edge, and then I'm going to kind of push it down so it stops the fabric from fraying when I stuff it. And then I'll just trim it up. And obviously I did not do a very good job cutting this out. My front never matches the back exactly, but that doesn't matter because we can trim it up. Okay, so I've just glued the very top. Let's trim this so that they match. so I have a front and a back, and then the center part where I'm going to do the little pretend hole with a bit of a doily. I'm going to glue a circle down in that area so that when I stuff it, it'll have some dimension. So I'm just guesstimating where that will be. It really doesn't have to be anywhere exact. So hopefully you saw what I did there. And then I'm going to glue the sides down. I'll get a long paintbrush when it's time to stuff it to cram my polyfill up into it. I'll trim all of this up even more when I'm finished fluffing it. Okay, so I'm going to start. You can see what I mean about this fabric really wants to fray. Okay, I'm going to start with the roof. And what I did on this one and on this one is I used a doily that I had, and I've been cutting it apart and using little bits and pieces. So I'm going to use this for the roof line on both sides. And we'll come back and get the edges all neat. Okay, see? Let's do the other side. This was just the edge of this doily that it looked like this. I just basically have been trimming this off. Okay. And you could just use lace. You don't have to use doilies. That's just what I'm in the mood to use today. Okay, there's the front of that one. Let me do the other side. A little bit more of this cut off. So I'm imagining that this project, these little birdhouses, if you had some cute printed fabric, that would be cute to do as well. It doesn't have to be a solid. And it definitely doesn't have to be cream. That's just what appeals to me. Hi, Linda Harris. Who else is on? Gosh, I am covered in little scraps of fabric and doilies and lace. Okay, and this is going to look messy until I trim it up, and then it will look great. So you definitely want a low temperature hot gluing device for this kind of a project, because I promise you, you are going to get glue all over your hands. And hot glue hurts, it burns. I pretty much never use high temperature hot glue anymore. I always use low temperature, and my little gluing device is getting old and yucky. It's a Sherbonder. I think I got this either at Walmart or at Hobby Lobby for under $10, and I do actually use the Sherbonder mini glue sticks too. Okay, so here's the front and back, or whatever you would want to call those, of this birdhouse. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little band of ribbon of some sort around the bottom. I'm going to go all the way around it just to kind of finish that off and make that look neat. And as far as all the glue strings that are everywhere for this project, I will either get out my hair dryer or my heat gun when I'm all finished, and I will just melt the glue strings and they will disappear. So I'm not even going to worry about them right now. Okay, so this is what it's looking like, which is kind of hard to see in white. I mean, this was an experiment. I didn't know. It's easier to see the lace and everything on the cream. But I think this is going to be super cute. And then I cut some little doily circles out of different pieces of doilies that I had. And I'm going to put one on one side and one on the other. I'm just laying it down right about where that spot was that I did a circle to pull my doily in. So to me, because I had all this stuff on hand, this project is practically free. If you have fabric bits, lace, or doilies that you can cut up, some polyfill, some buttons or something that you like, you can put together some of these. And I think they would be great as to go on a Christmas or birthday present. I think they would be great to go without the little loop at the top on a present. Did I already say that? Oh, in a dough bowl, or to go on your Christmas tree. So here's the front and the back. Let me grab a couple of buttons and then I'll show you how we're going to stuff this, and we'll stuff this one too so that you can see that little spot that's going to be indented. Let's see, I did get one very small button out. You could make some little birds to go on this. There's so many different things that you could do. I could use a dark colored larger button, but I'm just going for small. That's pretty. let me grab a paintbrush. We'll use this to do our fluff. And then I'll show you how we're going to close these up. Okay. I am using a mixture of polyfill, crafted polyfill, and fluff from a pillow today because I need to get some more. Whoops. Oh, I just pulled the bottom off of this. Well, I'll fix that after. I'm going to just put some polyfill in here. And then I'm going to use my paintbrush. And I'll be able to show you what it looks like, the difference when you do this little circle in the center versus when you don't. Because when I did my first one, I didn't think about that, and so I didn't do a little circle to give it dimension. And this one is so cute. I love this black and cream polyfill, or black and cream canvas. I definitely want to look for some more of that next time I'm at Hobby Lobby. A little bit more in. Okay, I'm going to say that's full enough. Let's go ahead and fix where I pulled my little trim off of this. I want to cram my stuffing in as far as I can because I tell you what, when you get hot glue on the stuffing, polyfill or pillow fill, whatever it is even hotter than just having hot glue on a piece of fabric. Okay, so that is our dog Molly. She has just heard a leaf fall out of a tree or something like that, and she's very concerned about it. Okay, I have lots of cleaning up on this one to do. But basically, this is what that looks like. Is that not precious? What do you guys think? You can see how having glued down just a little circle in the center gives my project some dimension. What do you think? Isn't that cute? Okay, let's do the other one. Where did I put it? Here it is. The white. And you know, another thing you could do is you could stencil like a pretty design on some canvas before you do a project like this, and that would be lovely too. says it's cute. Annette says she loves it. Thank you guys. This is exactly my kind of favorite projects. I love making something out of basically nothing, out of little scraps and bits of this and that. And, you know, cutting up doilies, doing that kind of thing. It's my favorite kind of craft project. Dottie says she loves these. Ellen says she loves this idea. Who's gonna try it? Is anyone gonna try it? If you do it in some kind of fabric that has a pattern on it, I would really love to see pictures. I'm super curious to know what that would look like. I have plenty of patterned fabric that I could pull out to do some more. Okay. Maybe that's too full. Okay, I'm gonna glue this closed. Jennifer Holzer says that she wants to try it. Oh yay. Are you going to use a solid fabric like what I did, or something like this, or this? Or are you going to use regular fabric, like with a pattern on it? What is your plan? Did I get any crafting ideas from France? Annette's asking me. Yeah, I did. I also got a lot of fashion ideas that I will put in a post at some point this week. I noticed for Christmas there was a good bit of pink and red. And yeah, we did see a lot of crafts too. So I'll have to look back through my pictures and see what I can come up with. So there we go. Isn't that cute? Okay, so now that I've done it in cream and in white, I'll tell you what. If I had more cream fabric, what I would have really loved is to do the white doilies and lace on a cream background. I think that would stand out more. And if this feels too big to you, you can do a birdhouse pretty easy. You're just going to do a big square or a rectangle, and then on one half of it you're going to do a pointy roof. These are about 6 inches tall and about 6.5 inches wide. And they might be too big for the scale of your Christmas tree. They're perfect for mine. So I would say this one and this one are my favorites. This one not quite as much, because you can see I did not cinch the center in, and I think that really adds a lot. Which ones are your favorites? Annette says she enjoyed our travel photos, and it looks like we had an amazing time. We did, Annette. Oh my gosh. So if you're watching live, it's December, I don't know, what is it, the 12th today. And we went to Paris for a week. My husband just retired. And so it was our first major trip. We did do a trip to Canada a month ago, but it was our first major trip. So we went to Paris for a week. And I tell you what, Paris is crowded. Even now, like, all the touristy things were like majorly full of people. So both my husband and I said when we got home, that we want our next trip overseas to be somewhere, a smaller city, somewhere that we could rent a car and drive around, because we walked and walked and walked. One day we walked over 10 miles. And, but anyways, it was lovely. Jennifer says she likes the more dimensional style. I do too, for sure. I think it has a lot more personality than the one that I didn't do dimensional, although it's pretty cute too. So that was the project that I wanted to show you today. If you liked it, do a this or a this. Sprinkle, tell me what you thought. Don't hesitate to ask questions. This is just canvas. Some of it is printed like this canvas ticking. This is canvas stack that's printed. Doilies cut up, buttons, miscellaneous bits of lace, and hot glue and a little polyfill. So I feel like you could make this project your style. You could adapt the colors to totally get something that would go with your style 100%. So anyways, hope you enjoyed this. Jennifer says she loves everything I do. Oh, that's so nice of you. I wonder if you guys get bored of all my cream. I hope you don't. But anyways, have a blessed and wonderful rest of your day. Come back over this weekend, because I think I'll probably be crafting. For sure Saturday, not sure about Sunday, but I'll make it into a garland and add some birds. That's a great idea, Annette. I could do birds in between. I love that idea. Why didn't I think of that? Anyways, hope to see you guys again soon. Have a great day.